Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the Fight Up TV live chat. We are live from my mom's basement. No, I'm kidding. We are live. Today is Monday, June 29th, the year of our Lord 2020. And man, a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend. For those of you that were on our. Oh, I did not turn off my phone. For those of you that watched our live stream fight, 1,700 live viewers. Man, that's awesome. So if you guys tune into our live fight night that we had, thank you so much for tuning into it. Not sure when we're going to have another live fight night, but it's going to be soon. So be on the lookout for that. And just overall, I hope you guys had a good start of your Monday, good start of your week. I got a good jog in. So just finished that up and got a few things I wanted to show you guys before we get into the live chat. Give some of you guys a chance to come inside here and chat with us. But also I want to go ahead and share with everybody that we are live right now. I'm currently reading a book, and it's a very, very good book. And yes, I did hear that Vosdick retired, which I found, fought Beterbiev, and he did well, but Beterbiev just wore him down. So it could be a situation where he's thinking about his age and thinking like, hey, I lost to the best in the division. What can I do at this point? Or how much do I have left in me? So it could be a lot to do with that. Fighters retiring, a lot of different decisions that come into play with that. It could be, a mental thing where they don't think they have it anymore. It could be a physical thing where they just aren't reacting the way they used to, where they could see things, but they just can't react in time to throw those things off or get off. And when a fighter says I couldn't get off, it doesn't mean like, you know what I'm referencing to. When a fighter says I can't get off, it means that they can't throw the punches that they want to, the punches that are in the muscle memory. The memory's still there, but it's not, the neurons in their brains aren't firing off where they can't get it off in time where they can get away with it and not get countered. So that's what it means when a fighter says I just couldn't get off. A big thing that a lot of people would be surprised about is, they're world-class athletes. They get the best nutrition in the world. The best recovery in the world, but a lot of them don't go by the newer training methods for recovery, which is like, for instance, I'll share some with you. Manny Pacquiao. Manny doesn't do ice baths. Manny doesn't do compression pants or whatever the heck it's called. Manny doesn't do any of that. He just sleeps. He sleeps a lot. I asked both Freddie and Justin Fortune one time, I'm like, hey, why doesn't Manny do an ice bath? Or I've never seen him do any sort of recovery. And I'll get to your comment, Rock Sports. I'm going over to this thing. All right. And I asked him, like, hey, Manny doesn't do all this. Why? And it's funny. Justin's like, because Manny absolutely hates ice baths. He cannot stand ice baths. He does not want to do them at all. And I'm like, well, even all the other stuff is like old school stuff. And Justin, Justin Fortune, who's his strength and conditioning trainer, told me, like, look, if the wheel ain't broken, don't fix it. All these world champions over the years, all these time improving methods from world champions from 1950, even back or more. Road work, conditioning, sparring, bag, drills, all this stuff works. You don't need all this new stuff. Justin said one time, like, he believes in some of it, but all this other stuff he doesn't really believe in it. And I think Freddie's the same way too. The old school methods work. So why deviate from the old school methods? All that plays into account. Not to mention too, if a fighter has a family, they want to spend time with their family. Fighting professionally takes so much time away from you. You're working out 3 times a day. You're missing life events. You're missing all sorts of things. So it could be a amalgamation of all sorts of things. Was I surprised that Vosdick retired? Yeah, because he's one of the top of his division, and it kind of came out of nowhere too, But it's coronavirus, man. It has a lot of people rethinking a lot of things, and taking time to dedicate their lives to other things, or figuring out what their calling is in life, or coming to a conclusion that what they're doing currently is not what they want to do, and they want to go a completely different direction. I've had a few friends that are like, you know what? I don't like what I'm doing right now as a job. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something that I'm really passionate about. And they're using this opportunity to go ahead and do that, which I think, more power to them. At the end of the day, people, for those of you that are tuned in right now, and for those of you that have been tuned in, stress kills people, man. That's really what it is. Is stress is what brings about a lot of these health conditions. Stress is a killer, and a lot of people put up with a lot of stuff in their jobs, a lot of stress, a lot of bull crap because of the money. But you got to take the takeaway of it. You hate your job, but you're making a good amount of money, and it's like, is the stress worth your health? Because right now, a lot of people that are working professionals that are young, in their 20s, in their 30s, and even in their 40s, they can handle with it. But stress is something that accumulates, and it brings about all sorts of health conditions, hypertension, gastrointestinal conditions. My mom suffers from that, from stress. Stress messes up your mind, screws up your memory. A lot of these health ailments are from stress, either be job-related stress or life-related stress. So I think, the best way to go about things in terms of a work-life balance or with work is to find something that you're really passionate about and start part-time with it, and then turn it into full-time. Me with Fight Hub was part-time. I turned the part-time into full-time. I juggled many, many jobs before this was able to become full-time. So I think that's what a lot of people need to think about. The takeaway is the stress worth the money that you're getting, and is the stress worth your health? Because as we're seeing now with COVID, people that are unhealthy, it's affecting a lot more than people that are healthy. And it's so true that they're saying that they've been saying is your health is your wealth. It's very, very true. What's the point of having so much money at the end of the day that you end up getting a health ailment or a health condition that you can't enjoy your money anymore because you're 6 feet underground? You can't take your money with you. Yeah, you can pass it on to your family, but at the end of the day, you want to enjoy your money, and you want to enjoy a healthy life where you don't have complications, where you can go outside and not have joint problems, not have back problems, not have breathing problems, not have a heart condition, not have a bad disc in your back because you're overweight. At the end of the day, you just want to enjoy life stress-free and happy. And I think during this time right now, a lot of people are, and I think all of us should do this. I've even do this, which is why I haven't done interviews as of late, because just the passion's not there to do interviews at this point, even though it's starting to come back, but I needed to decompress. But I think while many of us are on unemployment and being paid for this time, really look at yourself and self-analyze. What is it that you're passionate about, or what is it that you've always wanted to do work-wise, and start little by little. And when I mean little by little, say, you find something that you're passionate about, you want to work in it, see if you can volunteer in that field first. Okay. Start like there, volunteer first in that field. Then from there, the volunteering a lot, they see that you're committed. You might get paid a part, or offered a part-time position in that field. And that's how it continues. Part-time turns to full-time. You contribute, people see your worth, and they hire you. And then you're working in a field that you want to be. But you got to be willing to, at times, do that work for free where it's worth it. So that's my little thing on I guess, stress versus doing something that maybe you might not make as much money in, but doing something that you're passionate about. Because at the end of the day, I think you'll get more out of yourself if you work in something that you're you're passionate in or you're passionate about, as opposed to you're working a 9 to 5 in the rat race, that you hate your job, you hate your boss, you hate your coworkers, you check in at 9 and you're like, Jesus, man, how am I going to get through 8 hours today? And then it hits noon and you're like, how am I going to get through 5 more hours of this BS crap, 5 more hours of this bull crap from my boss and HR and all this other stuff. I was there, man. I was there. I hated it. Every time I'd come home, I hated my life. I worked a 9 to 5. It was the worst feeling in the world, working in something that I wasn't passionate about. So, we all got to, I think that's the big life lesson, is we all got to work in something that we're passionate about, or work in something that we feel we're giving back to, that gives us self-gratification, self-satisfaction, that we're making a difference. So with that being said, make sure, go ahead and share the stream. I'm going to go ahead and share it right now. I hope. Yes. Okay. That's the right way. Go ahead and put in your guys' questions, what you guys want to talk about in this edition of the fan Q&A. I haven't forgotten about your guys' questions. I believe someone asked me, like Rock, whatever the heck his name was, asked me to talk a little bit about what's going on with Fury and Wilder. Let me just tweet this out and I'll get to it and just give you my experience with commissions and being in locker rooms. So filtering your questions, I'll try to get to as many as you guys as possible. If you want or have a question that you absolutely need answered, go ahead and super chat it, and it'll pop up like on my little screen there, and I'll answer it right away. TV live chat. And Q&A. Boom. Tweeted. All right. Let's get to it. All right. Here we go. Let's see here. What up, TV Dollar? What it do? TVV Dollar in here. Okay. What's up, Gem J? Chuck P. What's up, dude? Hurricane Hank. What up, bro? What's going on? Some Solution is a big fan of Proper 12. I got about 3 bottles still left from that Proper 12 video that I did. Proper 12 is actually pretty smooth, dude. I know a lot of people ragged on it, but I could sip it. I thought it was fine, but I'm not a Irish whiskey connoisseur, so I don't know the intricacies of Irish whiskey and how it's supposed to taste or how it's not supposed to taste. So, but to me, simple Mexican who drinks a lot of tequila and loves tequila, I thought the Proper 12 whiskey was pretty good, actually. I thought it was good. What do you guys think? Have you guys had it? Jose something. What up, bro? Andy Ruiz versus Wilder. Who wins? Okay, Rock Sports. Okay, Rock Sports. Are you still on the stream here? Let me know if you're still on the stream here, bro. Okay, Arm, Don Julio. I love Don Julio 1942, and the tequila that tastes like honey. What's it called? I don't know. Not Casamigos. Casa Azul. Casa Azul is the best tequila that there is, man. I love Casa Azul. Okay, I'm not sure if Rock Sports is in here, but okay, he's asked, what do you think about the Fury Glove situation? And then he's like, how you skip over my comment, bro? Okay. Oh, there he is, Rock Sports. Okay, what do I think about the glove situation? I don't believe it, to be honest. Just from my experience in locker rooms and seeing that the commission pretty much oversees everything, and the other fighter's trainer oversees everything. So, and then even then the day before, the commission and both fighters inspect the gloves. This has been talked about, I'm pretty sure, in other streams. I've seen it firsthand many, many times when fighters are picking out their gloves. And, if they have an issue with the gloves, they say, hey, these gloves feel too thin. I don't want this guy using this glove. And they bring it up to the commission, and then they use the B gloves. They always have, in total, 4 pairs of gloves. Fighter A and Fighter B have 2 gloves. They bring 2 gloves. They're A gloves and they're B gloves. And they open up, and they're sealed from the manufacturers. Okay, they open them up. They inspect the gloves. They put on the gloves. The opponent gets the gloves. They put on the gloves, they inspect it, and then they okay it. The opponent puts on whoever he's fighting's glove on, puts it in their hands, feels it, and goes, "This is good. This is okay." At that point, the commission takes the glove, writes on it, either California State Athletic Commission or Nevada State Athletic Commission, wrap it up in the bag, and the commission takes the gloves. No one else gets those gloves. The commission takes both fighters' gloves. Okay, so after that, once they're in the dressing room, okay, when they're getting taped up, the trainer comes and inspects the tape. They see the hand wrapping. This happens. Whoever, like fighter A, fighter B's trainer, one of his trainers comes in and inspects the hand wraps with a commissioner there that's inspecting as well. Okay, if they think too much gauze is being used while wrapping the hand, and I think you're only allowed to use a certain amount of inch on the gauze, they won't allow it. The commissioner or the inspector will go, "That's too much gauze, take it off." Or if the trainer has a problem with it, the trainer will say, "Hey, they're not wrapping the right way. That guy's stacking." And what stacking means is when they're putting tape, where's the camera? So they put tape over the knuckle here. That's called stacking. You're supposed to only put tape up to here, because if you put tape over, that's called stacking. I guess that what can do, I guess with the sweat, it could cause it to harden a little bit. So that's why they don't allow that. Okay, even with that being said, okay, the commissioner or the inspectors are inspecting the hand wrap. They glove up, okay? Once they glove up, the inspector still looks at the gloves to just inspect everything, make sure everything's good. And then at that point, we're good, off to the ring, okay? So that's how it goes. So a perfect example of this was that was caught on tape was Floyd Mayweather when he was doing his glove inspection against Maidana, how he threw a huge fit over Maidana wanting to use his Pro MX gloves. And he made him, there you go, you know, a lot of you people are talking about it. You know, Maidana wanted to use the MX gloves, and Floyd made him use the Power Lock gloves. So let me tell you something about the MX gloves. The MX gloves are thinner. They're the same amount of, they're the same amount of ounces, because, okay, if you fight up to, I believe, 154 and over, you have to wear 10-ounce gloves. 147 and below, you wear 8-ounce gloves. So the MX gloves, oh man, I have a pair of MX too, but they're in my car. I would show you. Dang, I'll ask this question again, and I'll show it to you. Okay, the 8-ounce MX gloves are thinner on the knuckle part because the way the padding is distributed. The padding is distributed more evenly, and it's known as a puncher's glove. Same with the Cleito Reyes. Okay, it's known as a puncher gloves, even though it still weighs 8 ounces. The padding is put in a way it's more separated. Now you take someone like a Power Lock glove or a Grant glove, and the padding, the majority of it is on the knuckle part. Grant gloves and Power Lock gloves are known to not hurt your hands as much. You know, they're known as gloves for people that have hand problems. So that's the breakdown of the gloves. Hector, what's up, bro? Good for you joining us, man. Thanks, man. I hope you've been well, bro. You guys been killing it with these Top Rank fights. Thank you, man. Thank you for Uncle Bob. I hope you're smoking a doobie with him wherever he is. So that's my take on it. You know, he had someone there inspecting it, JD's, and even Tyson Fury said it today. Like, hey, you know, JD's was there and inspecting it. Now, in terms of that, what'd you say? Wilder's brother alluded to someone from his team being part of it. I don't know. Got to wait until Wilder speaks out and more information about it. Yeah, I saw that post. It said that he had like a dent in his head. I don't know what they're alluding to, you know, with that, to be honest. But me, from what I know in boxing, I don't think that the gloves were tampered with at all, just because of the protocols that are in place. I think they would have found out if somebody was going ahead and try to do it, you know, to be honest. There's people there, like, specifically looking at that process because it's happened before in fights. There's a good example of this. Unfortunately, a fighter died not because of the damage sustained in a fight, but he ended up committing suicide because he ended up losing, and then his life kind of spiraled. And it's the story of Louis Resto. Look that up when you guys get a chance. But in his fight, I believe, I want to get this right. My memory's a little fuzzy. Louis Resto was, let me see. He was a Puerto Rican fighter who fought out of the Bronx, okay? And he fought Billy Collins Jr., I believe. Okay, Billy Collins Jr. committed suicide. Louis Resto and his trainer, I believe Panama Lewis, took the padding out of his gloves. Okay, if you want to look for a fight where a fighter actually took the padding out of his gloves, look up Louis Resto and Billy Collins Jr., okay? And look at the photos of Billy Collins Jr. after the fight. Okay, oh man, it's hard to look at because it's really, really bad. And Billy Collins, unfortunately, I believe committed suicide, or was it? I want to get this right. Suicide or car accident? Single vehicle accident. I think he was really, really drunk. But that's, if you want to see an example of gloves being padding taken out, watch that fight. And that fight happened like in the mid '80s. HBO did a documentary on Louis Resto. Very, very well produced, but it shows you why there's protocols in place now because of that situation. How do you think a boxing pay-per-view will do during these COVID times? Asked Gem J. All right, I'll get to that right now. Hey, thank you guys for joining us. Actually, if you guys missed the fight that we streamed on Saturday, it's on the channel. Some really, really good fights. We had 8 fights in total that we streamed live from Mexico. So we need a Dala Diabasi intro. Okay, send me a Dala Diabasi. Send us a DM, okay, on our Instagram at FightUpTV. Everybody follow us on Instagram at FightUpTV on Instagram and on Twitter. I'm interested in this thing. Sarcastic sarcasm. I don't know when Andy begins training with Canelo. They're all in Mexico. I saw Andy training in Vegas with Capetillo. All right. Gem J, how do I think a boxing pay-per-view is? Okay, Gem J, I'll catch you up. I'll catch everybody on that's hopping on right now. We talked about why I didn't think the gloves were tampered because of the protocols that were put in place for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Given my experience being in locker rooms with fighters and how the trainer inspects the hand wrapping and then putting on the gloves as well as the inspector, okay? With that being said, let's go to the pay-per-view question. I don't know. I'm going to ask a question to you guys. Okay, so if it was like a Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders with, a whatever undercard, say they put, they put on people there that, they're not that big stars, but they're good fighters, okay? Canelo versus Saunders. And say they are asking for the regular price, $75. Would you guys pay $75 to see Canelo versus Saunders? You guys really are the real barometer as to how a boxing pay-per-view is going to do right now during these times. So let me know. I'll give you guys a minute. Dala Diabasi, I'm telling you, bro. Send me a DM. Let me check out these intros. If it's sick, let's get it. All right. Okay, I'm already seeing nah. Okay, so that tends to tell me that a pay-per-view that happens right now would not do very well. I've told this to Steven Espinoza of Showtime a few months ago, and he said that the time is right now that the boxing pay-per-views, the prices should go down. And I think for the longest time, the prices should go down. The problem is no one wants to lower the price and then not get any buys or get even less buys as compared, or get the same amount of buys as compared to having a pay-per-view price at $65 and then be the guy like, hey, he lowered his pay-per-view $25 and still got the same amount of buys as a pay-per-view price at $65. With that, the UFC's put on pay-per-views. They've seemed to be doing well, but the UFC really, really, really stacks their cards, and the economics are completely different in boxing compared to MMA. The fighters in boxing get paid more than they do in MMA. So that's why they're able to do it that way. But, it has to be the right fight, obviously. If they put on Fury versus Wilder for $75, the third fight, we're going to pay $75. We're going to find ways where we're going to get a bunch of friends together. We're going to go pitch in our dollars to put everything together. So, it depends on the fight. But I think during this time, the promoters, if they are going to put on a pay-per-view, they can't be giving us these crap fights anymore on pay-per-views. They got to stack them. They really, really got to stack them, especially now. They got to stack them because, people, a lot of people are out of work. A lot of people are penny pinching even more now. Not as much income is coming in. So, they got to be cognizant about this, I think in general too, you guys, we really got to put pressure on these guys. No more bullcrap fights on these pay-per-views, like for reals, honestly, how is it that for Mayweather versus Canelo, this is the last time we've had a really legit built pay-per-view where like the main and co-main event were like legit good. Mayweather, Canelo, Danny Garcia versus Matisse. This is like the last time we've seen like a really legit main and co-main. How many years ago was that? That was like 2013, 7 years ago. It's ridiculous. And then even then I remember I interviewed Richard Schaefer and he was saying how expensive it was. I'm like, yo, how expensive? Yeah, it's expensive, but look how many pay-per-views you're going to sell because you put on a legit co-main event that could be its own main event in itself. Look how many more buys you're going to get because of that, But it's a hard game to make money in is boxing, It's like the top 1% is getting money. So we'll see what it is. Miguel Acuna, what do you think about UFC fighters wanting more money? Well, obviously they're seeing what the boxers are getting paid. And they think, well, I have a bigger following than this boxer. I got more followers on Instagram. Why am I making more money than him? Why is he making more money than me? And they're right. Yeah, they should be getting paid more, but their pay structure is different. They have more of a spread out sarcastic sarcasm. I saw the stream. That was hilarious, man. That was hilarious. The UFC has more of a spread out middle class in their fighters as compared to boxing. So if you get like a Joe Schmo journeyman in MMA and compare him to like a Joe Schmo journeyman in boxing, Joe Schmo guy in MMA is going to make a decent amount more money than Joe Schmo in boxing. So it's spread out a little bit better in MMA, but obviously, they're world champions. They're top guys like GSP when he was active, John Jones. Who are the other champions? Israel Adesanya, Khabib. They're making good money. They're making millions, but they're not making anywhere close to what the champions or the top champions, at least in boxing, are making. If you compare someone like Khabib compared to Danny Garcia, guarantee Danny Garcia is probably making more money than Khabib, even though Khabib's super popular. Same thing with all these. Sean Porter, I think Sean Porter is probably making more money than Israel Adesanya. It's just the way the UFC built their business. And I think, Dana's a smart guy. He was looking at how a majority of the pie, and this is any sports league when you really look at it, like 50% goes to the players, and rightfully so. Without the players, without the fighters, there's no sport. They should be getting the lion's share of the money, obviously, and then everything else is divided. The other 50% is divided amongst all the other agents, managers, trainers, promoters, marketing budget, all that stuff, the other stack of the pie. But their business plan is a little bit different, where they get to keep a little bit more of the pie just because of the way they built it. You can give Dana props for being a good businessman and seeing how boxing was structured, and him saying, like, you know what? I don't want to structure it that way. I want to keep more of the money. Too much of the money is going to these guys. But they are getting paid. But they're not getting paid as much as the boxers, that's for sure. Marvelous Dechozin. Miguel Berchelt is seriously underrated. You can give anybody at 135 pounds a run for their money. He's too big for 130. You know, when I was watching the Berchelt fight over the weekend, I thought the same thing in terms of how big is this dude is freaking jacked. Do you see how vascular Berchelt is? Dude is jacked. Very rarely do you see Mexicans jacked like that. You know, usually Mexicans, they don't have, they're not as muscular as Berchelt is. Berchelt's ripped up, man, super ripped. I like to see him stay at 130. 135, you got guys there that are more skilled in Lomachenko, a little bit more explosive in Teofimo Lopez, quicker, like a Ryan Garcia. Oh, Berchelt versus Ryan Garcia would be awesome. That if there's a guy that's going to test Ryan, Berchelt's the guy. Berchelt is going to be like a Salido, and he's going to go in there and rough him up and make him really earn his money that way. Give me Berchelt versus Ryan Garcia, please. That would be an awesome fight. Oh, my God. I would love to see that fight. Actually, a fight that was announced was Fortuna versus Jorge Linares. That's going to be a good fight. Fortuna got a really, really tricky style. The only thing is that Fortuna is a really, really small guy. He's coming up from like featherweight. And he's now fighting at 135 pounds. Loma low-key hype? No, I disagree, man. Loma is not low-key hype, man. You don't win 2 gold medals and are low-key hype, bro. Come on. Come on now, dog. 2 gold medals? Some of these guys that people are hyping didn't even go to the Olympics, and you hyping them up. How is a guy who won 2 gold medals? You know how hard it is to win 1 medal? 2 gold medals, and he's low-key hype? Get out of here. Come on, bro. Come on. Making guys quit? Come on, dog. You know how hard it is to make a guy quit? Make him look so stupid in the ring, so dumb that they're like, you know what? F it. I don't want to do this. He's done that multiple times to people. He's not low-key hype, man. Loma is the real deal, bro. It's just he's a small guy. He's a featherweight that's fighting at lightweight at 135 pounds. These guys are able to take his punches better because he's a smaller guy, you know? Their punches take more of effect on Lomachenko because they're bigger men. That's naturally what happens when you fight like that. When you fight bigger guys, your punching power normally doesn't come up. On very, very few occasions does your punching power come up from a lower weight class up into the higher weight class. Case in point, Manny. And Manny, not so much his power, it's just his speed is what generated his power, So not hype, bro. Not hype. Let's see here. Hey, thanks you guys for being here on the chat, man. Really, really appreciate it. We're going to get to more of your questions. If you haven't subscribed already to our channel, if you're first time on this stream, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm going to show you something. So we're about to hit 800,000 subscribers. It's like my dream. My dream is to hit 1 million, man. I want to do it by the end of the year. I don't know if that's going to be possible to get 200,000 subscribers in like 6 months, man. It's like super hard, but it's something that I've been wanting for the YouTube channel for a long time. But so we got 100,000 subscriber plaque years and years ago. It's an old one from YouTube. This is what it looks like. This is the old one from YouTube. Okay, it's ugly. Like it looks dated. Okay, but it has a button. The button right here. The new ones don't have the button. So this is the old one that I got. So I started seeing people, namely Ryan Garcia, got a 100,000 subscriber plaque. And I was like, what the heck? His 100,000 subscriber plaque looks way better than mine. What the heck? No, I want one of the new ones. So I wrote to YouTube, told them I wanted an updated one. And they're like, no, we can't give you an updated one. You already got yours. You got yours years ago. We can't give you an updated one. And I'm like, nah. I've been at this for a long, long time. It's not fair. Give me a new one. Give me options here. So they gave me options, and look what came in. They gave me the new one. Boom. Look how much better. Dang, this thing kills my white balance. Look how much better the new ones look than the older ones. The new, New looks legit, looks official, like it's like a legit award. This is the new one. This is the old one. Okay, you tell me which one's better. New ones are way, way better. New one. I mean, new one, old one. So finally got this. Looking for that gold one though. The 1 million subscribers, gold. Hopefully soon, guys. We'll get to it. Dusty. Well, yeah, it's old. I've had this for years, in my trophy case, bro. Come on now. Come on. I got the new one. The new one ain't dusty, bro. The new one ain't dusty. Not dusty at all. Okay, Doc. All right. Stop roasting me. Another thing I wanted to bring up to you guys is I recommend you guys read this book. Okay, it's called "Killed in Brazil." How it's the story of Arturo Gatti. How his wife, pretty well. I got to be careful here. Okay, it's a story of how Arturo Gatti died in Brazil, and the book makes a strong case that the wife snuffed him out in Brazil, or at least got somebody to snuff him out. But it details the relationship that Gotti had with his wife, who is she was a very, very good looking woman, and the details of how he died in Brazil, and how the family and friends, when they were notified, immediately knew it was her. So it's a really, really good book. I've been reading it, so make sure to check it out. It's very, very interesting. I've been reading a lot of these boxing crime books. The last few ones, I read one on Valero, and I read one on Johnny Tapia. The Johnny Tapia book is hilarious. That Johnny Tapia was a crazy, crazy dude, man. So read the Johnny Tapia book too. All right, let's get back to the questions, guys. So let's get them going here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow us at Fight Up TV, Twitter, and on Instagram. Make sure to follow me as well at Hey It's Marcos V on Instagram and on Twitter. I post all random stuff. All right. Arm. I like Arm. Arm, thank you, man. Arm, you know what, Arm, and all our other subscribers, man, I'm so glad we're starting to build out a very, like I see you online here all the time. You guys are like my YouTube bros, okay? So I'm glad that our YouTube broship, our fellowship of the broship is growing, all right? So I'm glad you're always tuning in with us, Arm. I appreciate it. Arm, you think she killed him? There's better looking women there in Brazil. Well, yeah, with bigger butts, of course, but she was really, really pretty. But yeah, a lot of people, Art Alexander, thank you for joining. A lot of people think that the wife snuffed him because in the book it details how they got a dummy that weighed as much as Gotti, and they used the same exact purse that the wife had, and then they hung the dummy with the purse strap, and the purse strap broke, and they're like, look, there's no way like a woman that weighed like 110 pounds could have, that's at least, what's up, Rich? That's at least the defense of Gotti's wife was that there's no way that she was able to wrap the purse and choke him. That was their defense. And what the book is saying is like there's no way that Gotti could have hung himself because that purse strap would have snapped under his weight. There's no way he could have killed himself. And it goes into detail as to what the investigation found, because they did an independent investigation apart from what they did in Brazil. Yeah, well, that's what the book. They make a very, very strong insinuation that the wife killed Gotti. They don't outright say it, but it's an extremely strong insinuation that it's making there that the wife killed Gatti, and that the independent investigation that they did, they ruled it as a homicide. So get the book, man. It's a good read. It tells you a lot of details about that case. Grizz, IMR. He probably has another year max at that weight. Who are you talking about, bro? Lopez getting too big for the weight class. He's talking about Teofimo Lopez. He's struggling to make weight. So I've been seeing a lot of Teofimo's lives, man. This guy, he looks jacked, huh? He looked like he gained a lot of muscle. He looks ripped, man. He looks good. He looks like in great shape, but you're right, dude. I don't know if he's going to be able to make 135. You know, you put on muscle, you can't really get rid of muscle. It's kind of a bad thing. You know, look what happened to Roy Jones Jr. Went to heavyweight and then he went back down. Losing all that muscle is not healthy. Once you put on muscle, it's pretty much there to stay. It becomes kind of like your baseline for fitness. So yeah, I've been seeing him. He's been pumping the weights. No more pumping weights, Teofimo. We need you to fight Lomachenko, bro. How are you gonna make 135? Lomachenko gonna fight you 140. If you're gonna put on muscle, might as well put on so much muscle that you go to welterweight, where all the money matches are at, man. Teofimo's gonna end up at welterweight anyways. Might as well go over there, right? 140. He could fight. Who could Teofimo fight at 140? Regis. There you go. That's a good fight. Hooker, Teofimo and Ramirez. Man, that'd be a great fight. Who else is at 140, 140 pounds? Broner? Teofimo and Broner? Oh, I love that fight. Teofimo Lopez, Adrian Broner. Give me that fight. Give me that fight. Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor's legit. I like Josh Taylor. That guy can box, man. That guy got skills. Broner, see? Hank saying Broner. You guys, come on. That'd be a good fight. You don't think that'd be a good fight? Lopez and Broner would be a dope fight. I think it'd be a good fight. I like Broner. He cracks me up. The guy's hilarious. But you guys want to see Josh Taylor? I'm up for that. I'm up for Josh Taylor. I don't want to see that fight. Lopez visited Triple G the other day, and they didn't look that far each other body-wise. Really? I didn't see this. Where was this post? Because I thought that Teofimo was in Kansas, and Golovkin is in Big Bear. How was it? Was it a while ago that he saw him, or did this just happen? Let me know about that. Broner at 135. No. Broner at 140. Teofimo Lopez at 140. And Broner at 140. That'd be good. To me, I'd like to see it, and the build-up would be hilarious. Jesus Malajano, Virgil Ortiz headlines July 24th. Yeah, he's fighting against Samuel Vargas, the guy that Amir Khan fought. And he ended up knocking down Amir Khan, I think. And then Amir Khan ended up knocking him out. But he's a tough guy. He's durable. He's a durable guy. It's obviously a highlight fight for Virgil. Virgil's supposed to go in this fight and get rid of him, knock him out. So yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Oh yeah, that's right, Danny Garcia. That's right. Yeah, he didn't he think Danny Garcia? He made Danny Garcia tumble. I mean, Danny Garcia made him tumble like with his legs over his head. I believe in that fight. I think he fought him in Philadelphia. That was the fight to build up to Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, I believe. My memory could be fuzzy, though. I am a little bit older, a lot more grays now. So could be that. You want him to see him fight Robert Easter? Chuck PC Vills. What up, man? Robert Easter, that'd be interesting. I like Robert Easter. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. If you're going to be a boxer, it's better to be tall and lanky than short and stocky, because you can get so much more leverage on your punches if you're tall and lanky. Tone 108. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So that was it. That was the one. I think he ended up knocking him out then in that fight. But he knocked him down multiple times in that fight. Yeah. Robert's a cool guy. I like Robert. But I always prefer tall, lanky guys as opposed to short, stocky guys. But you see Canelo. Canelo's kind of like what do they call that? He's like a riddle. What? I'm having a brain fart here. Usually I have a plethora of words to share with you guys, but I can't come up with a word. He's a anomaly. There we go. An anomaly when it comes to that. Boom. See, it came to me. This old age is getting to me, man. It's getting to me. Mikey finished Robert Easter or exposed. It's just Mikey's pretty damn good, man. Mikey's pretty damn good. Jem J got another question in. Fortuna beat the brakes off of Robert Easter. I thought Fortuna won that fight, to be honest. I was surprised with the decision of that fight. I remember that. I remember thinking like, man, Fortuna did a hell of a job in this fight. He should get the decision, and then they didn't give it to him. See, the thing with Fortuna, and you got to be a really, really hardcore boxing fan if you know about Javier Fortuna. El Abajon, which is like the bumblebee. Um, he's just at too high of a weight. I think his best weight was when he was at featherweight at 126 pounds, where the guys were his size, his height, and they weren't so much bigger than him. He's moved up in weight, and because of his skills, because he's so slick and tricky, and he has like weird timing, and he's really, really damn good, that he's able to hang in there with these bigger guys because of his skills. But he's a small guy, man. He just doesn't have pop anymore in his punches because he's a featherweight that's moved up to lightweight. That's, blew up to there. He outgrew the division, but his best weight was at 126 pounds to me. Jesus, will I be in Vegas tomorrow? Nah, bro. They haven't allowed media to go to the fights yet. I don't know how long that's going to last for, man. It sucks. I want to get back to work. Like, I understand, like, with everything going on, I've been super, precautious and taking precaution and all that. But my thing is, like, okay, if we want to work and we want to be quarantined for 2 weeks or whatever to enter the bubble and we test negative, why can't we be allowed to go in there if we're being tested negative and we're willing to stay put in a place for a certain amount of time? And if we leave, we're willing to get tested again and go back in. I want to get back to work. I want to get back to working the fights. Mike Jones. But I'm not sure that these Golden Boy fights, they're not going to allow media either, just to make sure that the events go on safely. Marvelous De Chosen. I watched Valero's old fights and was not very impressed by him. Can he give Manny Pacquiao a tough fight back in 2007, 2009? I thought the same thing when I saw Valero fight Antonio DeMarco, because they were building up to that Manny Pacquiao fight after the DeMarco fight. And I remember looking at him and I'm like, Manny's going to eat this guy alive. Manny's going to knock this guy out. He moves back and he doesn't move his head. He moves back and forward in straight lines. It's not a good thing to move backwards in a straight line against like a Manny Pacquiao. You got to move in angles because he can eat you alive with punches. Exactly, Hurricane Hank. He's relentless. So I remember thinking about that, but I started looking at more fights of Edwin Valero. And I don't know, man. I just keep thinking in the back of my mind, Valero had shockingly good timing, dude. Shocking. And Valero would not stop, bro. Valero was conditioned like crazy. Funny little side note. So, like I mentioned to you, I read a book about Edwin Valero. And I guess his party cocktail, his party drink, when he wanted to party, he'd drink tequila and Viagra. That's my guy right there. Tequila and Viagra is the Edwin Valero special. When I read that, I'm like, Edwin Valero's this guy knows how to party. But I kept thinking when looking at Valero's tape that he had a big chance, big opportunity to be able to land a cold one on Manny and really put him out. If Valero would have landed on Manny, he would have put him out. Bar none. He would have put him out. Thing is, would have Manny eaten him up alive before getting caught with one of those punches. Valero, just the timing, he knew when to land a punch and when to counter. He was really, really good at that. And I was reminded of that. Look, after I read the book on him, going back to those fights. And when Valero was on, he could box. He knew how to box. At times, he just looked like some clubber in there and just throw clubbing shots. But when he was on point and wanted to fight, he could box. He could box your pants off. That was an underrated skill of his that he had that we didn't get a chance to really, really see. And the guy was 27-0 with 27 knockouts, so it would have been a great fight, man. I would have loved to have seen it. Something tells me in the back of my head still, like, man, Valero would have connected on Manny, would have put him out. But I think overall, Manny would have been too fast, too explosive, too much movement. Manny, I think, would have ended up stopping Valero, not by knockout, but by like cuts or something. Because Valero, there's no way in hell Valero would have ended up asking for the towel to be thrown. at all in that fight. Rich Rivers, insane skills. I agree, bro. Rich Rivers says Manny wins. I agree. Broski. I agree. Miguel Acuna. What's up, man? Acuna Matata. DJ, what up, bro? I'll get to that right now. Why they lying on Amanda Serrano? I don't know about the Amanda Serrano situation. I haven't looked it up. I got to look it up to see what's really going on with that situation. Top fights you want to see in boxing or UFC? Top fights like with people in current or top fights in general? Because I'd want to see GSP fight Khabib. That's one fight that I want to see. Fight was canceled. She didn't want to fight for chump change. Good for her. No fighter should be fighting for chump change. I'm an advocate of fighters getting as much money as they possibly can, and I've said this on multiple streams as to why. Top 5 fights I want to see. Let's see here. Jorge Linares, Ryan Garcia. Really, really want to see that fight. Tank Davis, Devin Haney. Would love to see that fight. That's 3. Fury Joshua. Would love to see that fight. And Inoue versus Neri. Oh, my God. That'd be a great fight, too. Man, Inoue. We need to see more of a Naoya Inoue, man. This guy, Inoue has a chance to be like this generation's Pacquiao, to be honest. Little guy that's knocking people up. Could possibly get up 6th division. He's already a 3 or 4 division world champion at this point. And his power's been moving up with him. And man, if you guys don't know who Inoue is, if some of you guys are not as hardcore as me or some of the other people here on the chat, look up Naoya Inoue, dude. He's like our little secret, okay? He hasn't made it to like the big time already. And you guys, he's must-watch TV. He's probably the most exciting fighter right now in current boxing. Serrano doesn't want the Taylor fight. Chuck, $200,000 is not a deal. Dang, 200 grand for a women's fight is actually pretty freaking good, to be honest. Stranger Goonie, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Make sure to subscribe. Follow us on social media at FightUp Give me a follow as well at Hey, it's Marcos V. All right, let's get to your question, bro. Remember, if you really, really want a question answered that's pressing, super chat it. Okay, Loma versus Lopez is my most anticipated fight of the year. What's your prediction? I got Lomachenko getting Lopez out of there probably in the later rounds once he figures him out. Huh. Dang. No, for sure. Only she wins, though. Okay. Stranger Goonie, I got a question for you, bro. What makes you think he'll stop him as opposed to that they go 12 rounds? That's my thing. I want to say that they go 12 rounds just because Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez is bigger. He went 12 rounds with Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell's a gold medalist. He's legit, but I think Teofimo Lopez is more explosive than Luke Campbell. I don't know. Lopez got speed and power. That's true, man. Loman puts beatings on fighters. Very, very true. But remember, Teofimo Lopez is a bigger guy. He's going to be able to take those punches a little bit better than everybody else. So that they won't have the effect that they usually have on fighters that are smaller. Remember, Lomachenko's fighting a lot bigger guys now. I think it goes 12 rounds. Obviously, the favorite is Vasily Lomachenko. I think Teofimo is going to surprise a lot of people because of with his speed and his explosiveness. But experience could be a thing that ends up taking over for Lomachenko if he chooses to like box and just move side by side lateral movement. And really fight in bunches where his hand speed is a lot quicker. To really confuse Teofimo Lopez, I think he should get a unanimous decision win. But there's always a chance that Lopez ends up outboxing him. Not outboxing him. Lopez isn't going to outbox Vasily Lomachenko. I think there's a chance Teofimo Lopez ends up catching him with some really good shots that keeps Lomachenko off of him. It's going to be a great fight. Hopefully it happens in September. And yeah, Hank, you make a good point. He's not going to make the same mistake as he did against Linares. I think he got a little bit overconfident with Linares. And the other thing too, Linares is a good fighter, man. He's a good, solid fighter. and he's really, really, really good. The thing is punch resistant. As they say in Spanish, no aguanta. He's not able to take punishment very well, and it showed it in that fight. Saw a question here. Let's see, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Paluco 956. What part of Mexico are you from? Villegas. My family's from Guadalajara. I'm from here, as you can tell. You know, super pocho. Lopez would come in fight night 147, Loma at 134 at the most. I think Lomachenko would maybe be at 136. I think somewhere around 136, 135. Whose chin is better, Linares or Joshua? That's oh man, you're funny, bro. I don't think anybody has been knocked out cold. They've been knocked out. They've been stopped because of cuts, but they haven't been knocked out cold. So, you know, maybe I don't know who has a better chin. I don't know. I find that kind of funny. You comparing the chin of a heavyweight with the chin of a lightweight. Who has a better chin? Who do you guys has a better chin? Linares or Anthony Joshua? Yeah, I don't know. Teofimo knocks him out. He should be on the pound for pound list. 100% agree. 100% agree on that. Chocolatito Vrongvesai 2 was the best fight I ever saw live. So you saw that? That was at the StubHub Center, man. I remember that fight, dude. That fight was crazy. Man, I thought Chocolatito was dead. He was knocked out bad, bro. Oh, my God. There's a video that we have here on the channel of our live reaction of Chocolatito getting knocked out. I was in utter shock, dude, because of what happened in the first fight. First fight, Chocolatito won. Yeah, they went back and forth, but he was able to take the punches really, really well of Vrongvesai in New York, MSG. So when he wasn't able to take those punches again in the second fight, and then he got flatlined by Vrongvesai, I was just like, oh my God. They killed Chocolatito. Oh no! What happened? No, man. Yeah, that was one of those knockouts that it was tough to see live and in person. I was legit. Yeah, I was legit worried for Roman, dude. It reminded me of Manny when Manny got knocked out. He is a warrior, man. He came back. Look at how he did against Yafai. Choco looks to have gotten his mojo back, his choco back. Choco got his choco back. He's out. I don't even think he's back here in the country right now, to be honest. But I had heard from people that were very, very close in his camp that the desire wasn't there for Roman, and that Roman can get a little lazy in prep, and the desire is missing there a little bit, and that he wasn't taking his trainings as seriously in the other fights, but with the Yafai fight, I guess he took it really serious, and he trained really well, and it really, really showed. It showed that there's still a lot left of Roman, which is a good thing. Hey, here's something I wanted to bring up with you guys. I want to get your thoughts on this, dude. What's up with Big Baby Miller, bros? For reals, Big Baby Miller. This is the third time, man. Third time, bro. What's going on? What happened there? Dude, you're giving away lottery tickets. You had a $5 million payday with Joshua. Screwed that up. And then this, Top Rank signs him, gives him another chance, and then he gets busted again. He hasn't said anything. No one said what specifically he got caught with. I want to know that before I make a definitive statement, okay? I want to know if it was like from a tainted supplement or something. He hasn't come out on social media and said anything, which makes me kind of feel like, oh, okay, maybe he is a little guilty with that. Because usually when there's a tainted supplement involved, they will go to social media right away and say, hey, no, I'm innocent, this didn't really happen. The truth will come out. But I haven't seen anything from Big Baby on social media. He deleted his IG. Ugh. That's not good. Tell me that doesn't look bad, right? Man. I just, okay. Where are you getting these these PEDs from during a pandemic, bro? That's what I want to know. Where are these PEDs coming from? We're all supposed to be inside. What up, man? Where's he getting the ish from? The other thing, what if imagine if like Big Baby went to like Mexico and just ate a bunch of tortas, and that's why he popped. He popped for that stuff, you know. Oh man, I remember I interviewed Big Baby in Vegas. Okay, Amazon 2-day shipping, Amazon Prime, you get it for free. So I interviewed Big Baby in Vegas after the Joshua thing. Okay, so when I interviewed him, I'm gonna tell you my impressions. He admitted he was wrong. He admitted that he messed up, that he did take the drugs to me in the interview. I'm gonna find the interview. I'm gonna put the link on there because I thought he was sincere. He apologized for everything and he said that it wasn't gonna happen again, that he wasn't gonna do this again. Okay, I genuinely believed him. He seemed sincere. He seemed honest about it. He seemed like he was gonna change a new page. He was gonna change everything. He realized the wrong that he did, and that, oh man, let me find this, that he wasn't going to do it again. So it came to a surprise to me when this came out that he got popped again. Because when you talk to Big Baby in person, he's a likable guy. He's a funny guy. He's fun to be around. He's not an asshole. He's not a dick. He's a cool guy. You know, it's just I don't know. I don't know why he would choose to do this. I'm going to drop the link on you guys right now so you guys can see it. Because when you see this interview, it's going to make you think like, something's up, man. I don't know what's going on. Terrible advice, or he thinks he needs it in order to win. I don't know what's going on. But here's a link to the interview that I did with Big Baby right after the Joshua drug test debacle came out. It was like the second interview that he did with somebody addressing why he took PEDs and all that. There's a link right there for you guys to check it out. But I don't know, you got to think, okay, I already messed up big time the first time with the Joshua fight. $5 million or more out the window. I'm getting a second chance by a promoter that knows what the heck they're doing. They know how to promote. They're not fiddle farting. They're not dicking around. I know with this promoter, I will get a fight with Tyson Fury at some point. I'll get a title shot. I'll fight legitimate high competition fighters in the heavyweight division. And I'm going to make money. I'm going to get paid. So I just don't understand the give and take there. As to, hey, maybe risk all of this, taking the drugs, and then hope I don't get caught or throwing away these opportunities. Because now, in essence, he was banned 6 months the first time around because he didn't have a license. So that was kind of like a workaround. This time he is gonna get some sort of repercussion on it. It's probably gonna be 2 years or something like that. Okay. But after this, what promoter's gonna want to sign him? Promoter's gonna end up signing him. Watch. Here's the weird thing. He should be banned because this is the third time already. He got popped dirty in a kickboxing fight. And then again, with the Joshua situation, 3 times in 3 days. And then with this situation, that's 3 times. 3 times. Three times you're out, man. For reals. In MMA, the second offense is, I think, like a 2 or 3 year ban. Something like that. No, the first offense in MMA, I think, is a 2 year. So, someone find the information. See, I wish I had a Jamie. I wish I'd be like, yo, find that info out right now. So you guys are my Jamies. Find that info now in MMA. If you pop dirty one time, is it a 2 year suspension right away, or is it just 6 months? Let me know. I'm not too sure, but I think they should be as strict as MMA. MMA is really, really strict now with the USADA testing. And I think, yeah, pretty much at this point, he should be banned. But boxing is a funny sport. Boxing is a very shady sport, too, at times. Got a lot of shady characters in it. Would not surprise me that he gets signed again by another promoter and is given another chance. He could microdose like John Jones. Very true. I want to know what was in his system first off before I come to like a final conclusion of my opinion on that. But it's just, man, how do you keep throwing these opportunities out the window like that? That's 2 times already. You would think the second time, given how much attention there was on the field test because you were fighting in Anthony Joshua for all the heavyweight titles. That's the other thing. You had a chance to become unified heavyweight champion of the world. Come on, bro. Don't do that. It's throwing away his career, man. And I'm saying this because I like Big Baby Miller. Like I mentioned before, he's a funny guy. He's a nice guy. He's a cool guy. He's not a dick. He's not an asshole. You see that interview. He looks very sincere. Ah, man, it's just unfortunate, man. It's just unfortunate. Tone 108 just thinks he's lazy. One Boxing King's no longer a fan of Big Baby Miller. Art Alexander, you're funny. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Miller was a dick to Joshua. That's true. That's true. Miller's just as lame as Andy. What are you guys smoking here, man? What are you guys smoking here? Is that what happened with TJ Dillashaw? So TJ Dillashaw got busted for EPO. So that's like blood dosing. That's what Lance Armstrong was doing in his races. From what I know off the top of my head, when you blood dope, is I guess the stuff that you're taking allows your blood to get more oxygen. It gives you a better gas tank, a better cardio when you're either fighting or cycling. That's what the blood doping is, the EPO. It's meant to like give you like such a huge gas tank with stuff, which, hearing the interviews that TJ did, we were saying, I'm the best shape of my life. My gas tank is so great. Well, yeah, no shit. It's because you're doping, you're blood doping, you're doing EPO. And that's why. So, hey, if you guys are just joining us on the live chat, we've been live now for an hour and 7 minutes. Make sure to subscribe to the channel here, Fight Hub. If you're a first-time viewer or listener, follow us on social media at Fight Hub TV, Twitter and Instagram. Follow me as well at Hey, it's Marcos V on Twitter and Instagram. Crazy, you got me in seconds too. Yeah, I know. That goes to show you. That's a perfect example as to why really steroids or PEDs in general don't win fights. You know what wins fights? Skills. Skills win fights. Yeah, I know. Skills with PEDs, bigger advantage, but usually the skills, in the instances where there's guys that have been juicing against guys that haven't, more times than not, they end up losing the fights. And then their test comes out, and it's like, so you didn't even, well, what did the PEDs do for you anyways? You didn't do anything. You still lost the fight, Skills win fights. That's what it comes down to. Skills wins fights. Your bodybuilding, doing CrossFit, all that other stuff, juice to the gills, bro. More power to you. That's the name of the game there. But when it comes to fight sports, man, it doesn't really make a difference. Muscles don't win fights. Muscles actually, a lot of muscles hinder you in a fight because of how much oxygen that your body requires being that muscular in a fight. It's better to be skinny and slender so that your muscles don't require as much oxygen as being someone as big as bulky. But then you got guys like Yoel Romero who are like freaks of nature and are like super cut like a comic book character. It's like mini Hulk and still has a pretty good gas tank. It's been getting better. Before Romero's gas tank was pretty bad, but now it's been getting better. Like Klitschko looked like a freaking cartoon character, man. Super muscular, and Klitschko had a great gas tank. Yes, Jesus, I'm going to watch ESPN tomorrow. Eddie Hearn said Miller is done. Your well was made in a Cuban lab. Yeah, he was made in a lab. The lab was called Nature. That's what it was. Here, Yoel is like the apex of like just great genetics. Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of great genetics, and they build up, and boom, out came Yoel Romero. That's what a combination of that is with Yoel Romero, dude. You think KSI versus Jake Paul anytime soon to revive DAZN? Well, DAZN's coming back in August. Eddie Herman announced his backyard fights that are coming with Povetkin and White, or what's the heavyweight fight that he's gonna have? Shit, I haven't even read the press release yet. So, Marcos, out of every division, who do you want to see become undisputed the most? Out of every division, that's a good question. Out of every division, welterweight. I think welterweight or either heavyweight. Though I think welterweight would be, because if we get an undisputed fight at welterweight, that means we're probably gonna see Crawford and Spence. Even though a bigger fight, I think, is Fury and Joshua, because whenever you involve heavyweights just naturally attract more attention, because we like seeing the big guys beat the crap out of each other. But those would be the two divisions that I'd like to see at a undisputed. Daniel Z. I was a hardcore DAZN subscriber when it was $9.99, but when it went up to $19.99, I unsubscribed. Daniel Z. I got a question for you, bro. Okay, so is that the reason why you unsubscribed from DAZN? Was because they went up $10? Is that the main reason? And when they start coming back, are you going to resubscribe? Are you resubscribed? I'm not subscribed to DAZN, so I have like a weird thing where me and my friends share our passwords. Like I have like ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, and I share those passwords, and I get Netflix. I have Amazon Prime. I share that password, and I get DAZN. So, you know, I don't pay for DAZN right now, but did all you guys unsubscribe from DAZN, cancel your subscriptions? Let me know about that. I know a lot of, yeah, you're right, Hank. A lot of cats were pissed off when that happened, because first it said $9.99, then $19.99, and then I saw a lot of tweets from people saying they're unsubscribing because there's no fights going on. I wish Fox Sports had a subscription. Well, you know, you get Fox Sports for free, you know, so it's a good thing they don't have a subscription, right? You don't have to pay extra. My year in DAZN was up in May, so not paying for it right now. On hold, says R. Yeah, I've heard about that, Marvelous. That Dubois is the next great heavyweight. I've seen him. He's still got some work to do. Looks promising, though. Cancel mine after the free month. Oh, wow. A lot of people are either frozen or canceling DAZN. That's not a good sign for DAZN right now. Shoot. Are these fights that they have in August going to make you resubscribe? Everybody? What do you think? Okay. Henry Martinez, welcome to the chat. I don't think I saw you here before. Yeah, that's true. Fox Sports is only free if you have. Well, if you have a cable subscription. Henry Martinez, Marcos, how do you think a third fight between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield would look? Do you think Mike Tyson would come out on top this time? Yes, I think Mike Tyson would knock him out. Mike Tyson looks way better than Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield looks every bit of his 56, 57 years old at this point. He looks really slow in those training clips. Mike Tyson looks like a beast, but Mike Tyson's been kicking it with Vitor Belfort. So it makes me think that we're seeing TRT Tyson. He's on that some of that Vitor vitamins. Yeah, he's got to be on TRT or something like that, man. Especially if he's hanging out with Vitor. Oh man, that's a Tito versus Chuck fight. I called the Tito versus Chuck fight, the international call on that fight, and like I knew the build up to the fight that Chuck was gonna knocked out. Man, he just looked terrible on the mitts on the pad. Evander Holyfield doesn't look that bad, but Chuck Liddell looked pretty bad. But Evander does look his age, and if him and Mike Tyson were to fight again, I don't think it'd be good for Evander. It's the Toad. You guys been on DMT? How are you able to even get DMT? That's what I want to know. I want to meet the Toad. How do I meet the Toad? Good thing that trip only lasts like 30 minutes a year. It's a lot better than taking mushrooms. That's what I've heard. And I guess you meet your spirit animal too. Wouldn't mind doing it, but it's kind of a scary thing to do by yourself. All right, you guys, let me know how you guys get a hold of it. Ask Joe Rogan. No one knows. No one knows how to get a hold of this stuff. Why? Why is that? Is it? I would say it's very, very hard to get a hold of it, huh? Let me know. Shoot us a DM on the Fight Up TV account. All right, you guys, I'm gonna end the chat. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. Showtime Boxing is coming back with David Benavidez and Luis Nery, I believe in August. PBC is either coming back in August or late July. I've been told by that, by my peoples that I work for, that they're coming back. All right, you guys, chat. We've been going on for an hour and 15 minutes. We discussed the Glovegate stuff with Tyson Fury, Teofimo Lopez versus Broner, Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko, all sorts of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and end this chat, you guys. Charlie Z about Shannon Briggs. Let's get it. Hey, you know what, Hank? Charlie Z was on this live chat one time. I want to say about a month ago. He showed up, bro. And he announced his presence, and we all bowed down to him, okay? And we showed him respect. You must respect the GOAT, okay? Respect Charlie Z. For reals. He was on the chat. No joke. It was really him, okay? So, hey, Charlie, you're the GOAT, bro. All respect to you. Charlie will go through for the fight. Charlie will legit fight Shannon Briggs. that dude's crazy, man. He'll legit do it, you know? So, all right, guys, I got a lot of stuff to do. Thank you so much. Please spread the word of the channel, man. Let's get to 1 million, dude. I want to be holding a gold one of these, okay? This is 100,000. We're at 800,000. I need 200,000 more subscribers. So let's keep our boxing community growing here on Fight Hub. Let's keep the live chats growing here on Fight Hub. Spread the word. Share our content, please. Follow us and support on social media at Fight Up TV, on Twitter and Instagram, at Hey It's Marcos V for myself. No, bro. You're making fun of my plaque, dog. You're saying it's all dusty. And it's an old plaque. What do you expect? It's an old plaque. Is it not going to be dusty? Here, you know what? I'm going to clean it off just for you, dog. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Gang, gang. All right? Watch it. I'm dusting it off a little bit. Here's the old one. Here's the old one. Look. It's not dusty, bro. Just got some fingerprints on it. See? These are our old awards here. I want the gold one. The gold one is bigger, and for 1 million subs, 200,000 away. So please spread the word about the channel. Share it as well. I'm not going to shave my eyebrows if I get 1 million subscribers, but I might throw like a huge fan appreciation party with where we invite fighters and do an event, like a fan event, if we get to 1 million. I think that'd be pretty cool. I just hope that this whole COVID thing is done with so that you guys can participate and be there as well when we go ahead and do it. So make sure to share the stream and the channel, guys. Thank you so much for that, Henry. I really, really appreciate it. All right, guys. Signing off. I hope you guys had a good start to your week. Read this book, the Gatti book, about his wife killing him in Brazil. But I can't say that I don't want to get in trouble. Insinuates that she killed him. She killed him! All right, I got to go. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.